This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
Chinese Education Minister visits Butuka School of Excellence. National Maritime Safety Authority opens new office in Medang. And the National Disaster Center launches its corporate plan. Good evening, you're watching National EMTV News. I'm Malcolm Wyra. Thank you for joining us. China has demonstrated their commitment and support to Papua New Guinea through various sectors of priority areas. This is evident in a one-day visit by the Chinese Education Minister Huai Jinpeng to Butuka School of Excellence.
The Chinese Education Minister Huai Jinpeng's visit to the Butuka Academy signifies the important friendship the two countries have over the years. Minister Jinpeng said with the commitment of heads of state from both countries, China and PNG have promoted vigorously the people-to-people exchanges and have consolidated the friendship between the two countries. He further stated that the value and the role of education have been evident through trade and economic relations.
So I was touched by your vision to take Butuka School as the model and symbol to promote the further areas cooperation. And I hope that this initiative can brew more cooperation and relations in different areas. This is what I wholehearted feeling, and I do admire your vision as the political figures to promote the friendship between the two sides.
Minister Jinpeng said his visit is to implement guidance through Chinese President Xi Jinping and PNG Prime Minister James Marape to promote friendship and enhance the cooperation in different sectors of development in PNG.
The cooperation in TVET education as well as the skill training. We do hope that through our embassy here, we can know more about your needs and your expectation in Butuka schools so that we can provide more relevant support to provide more training or education to your kids to empower them with more skills and to have more access to polytechnics education.
Godwin Eki, National EMTV News.
In last year's budget, the Treasurer Ian Linstaki had difficulty in accessing money from Kumul Petroleum Holdings, and the same applies to this year's budget. Following the Treasurer's report, Governor for East Sepik Province, Alan Bird, said it is unacceptable that the government has no visibility over the public funds that are held in Kumul Petroleum Holdings.
The Treasurer's statement presented on the floor of Parliament highlights that 1.3 billion kina in the budget is supposed to come from Kumul Petroleum Holdings. Therefore, Governor Bird made a request through the chair if there can be some explanation as to why there is great difficulty for the government to collect money from Kumul Petroleum Holdings that is already put into budget.
Kumul Petroleum Holdings was set up from the revenues that were purchased all the way back by the IPIC shares, if all of you can recall the debate that we've had in this house. So the money that went into purchasing the shares that Kumul Holdings currently holds, that money belongs to every single Papua New Guinean.
He recalled in the last budget, the Treasurer had difficulty accessing funds from Kumul Petroleum Holdings, and again in this year's budget, the Treasurer is having the same difficulty. Governor Bird reiterated on this.
And I recall when we requested a report on this floor, Mr. Deputy Speaker, Kumul Petroleum Holdings took Parliament to court to prevent us from having access to the report. Now, me like ask him again. You me member of Parliament, you me got right long talk long problem lo country. Now this la kind of one private company where you me yet set him up. One government blame me set him up. And me got right law override in Parliament. I am stunned by that fact. We are supposed to own this company, yet this company seems to have total sway over executive government.
He concluded that the government needs to have visibility over the public funds that are held in Kumul Petroleum Holdings. Estagane, National EMTV News.
The National Disaster Center this week launched its 2023 to 2027 corporate plan. The plan will provide the policy direction for the National Disaster Center and its stakeholders, along with other disaster risk management players, to manage disasters in a more effective way in Papua New Guinea.
Acting Director for the National Disaster Center, Luzette Lasomana, said the corporate plan was formulated in relation to preceding policies like the recently launched FORT Medium-Term Development Plan.
The plan was developed by the staff of the National Disaster Center through some rigorous process involving the review of policy documents, including the National Disaster Risk Reduction Framework, EMTV 3 and 4, Vision 2050, and the Constitution.
Reiterating that it is the current government's vision to strengthen disaster risk management arrangements, systems and plans, hence its continued support to the Centre, the acting director expressed that the National Disaster Centre aims to strengthen disaster risk management capacities in the country over the next 5 years.
We hope to empower communities by internalizing the tools and methods of disaster risk reduction so provinces and communities can be safe and resilient rather than create dependency.
The 2023 to 2027 corporate plan will be monitored and evaluated by the National Disaster Center senior management with biannual reviews and will have quarterly and annual performance reports. Natasha Ovoy, National EMTV News.
The Chinese government have pledged their commitment to give 200 quotas of teachers and students scholarships for the Butuka School of Excellence. This was announced today at the Butuka Academy during the visit by the Chinese Education Minister Huai Jinpeng.
Of the 200 scholarships, 100 quotas of scholarships are for teachers' exchange programs and the other 100 are for students' summer camp scholarships. This is to demonstrate the commitment and support from the Chinese government. In announcing the scholarships, Chinese Education Minister Jinpeng said education is a platform to promote cooperation and friendship between the two countries. In thanking the Chinese government, member for Mosby South Justin Kachenko said the Butuka Academy educates over 3,000 Papua New Guinean students every year and that the scholarships will benefit both teachers and students now and into the future.
We have a commitment on our side to work closely with the Shenzhen and Chinese government to ensure that the education of our children is #1 priority, and to set a standard of education in our country. And this school is admired throughout the whole of Papua New Guinea and the Pacific already.
In the meantime, Minister Jinpeng donated 10,000 Chinese books to the students to better educate them in Chinese Mandarin language. Natasha Ovoy, National EMTV News.
Investor confidence is very important for any country as it embarks on building important opportunities for its people. This is no different to Papua New Guinea, as stated by the Prime Minister in yesterday's Parliament session.
Prime Minister Marape said increase in investor confidence will result in an increase in investment.
This means increased investment, which translates to more employment opportunities and more inflow of taxes.
He said 2023 is the year after the world came out of the COVID-19 pandemic and that an independent survey conducted by Business Advantage demonstrates that businesses have more confidence and consistency in the public policy outlook.
Challenges imposed by COVID-19 pandemic and the Russian war, or Russian-Ukraine war, which has affect our economy as well as the global economy. But despite these severe global economic constraints, we have braced ourselves by taking bold measures to reform and cushion the negative impact of on our domestic economy.
Natasha Ovoy, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break with more stories. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. A two-day regional stakeholder consultation workshop for the Mamasi region on the National Agriculture Sector Plan 2024 to 2033 was held in Leh from 10th to the 11th of this month.
Department of Agriculture and Livestock Acting Deputy Secretary for Technical Services, Brown Konabe, said it is important to have all organizations involved in agriculture and also the farmers to have their say in this plan because the plan must directly impact them. He emphasized on the participation of stakeholders.
If we develop that plan without consulting them, they will say, oh, this is your plan and we didn't have any input in it. So, one of the main purposes of consultation is to have that sense of ownership. The whole stakeholders, they feel that they're part of the plan, they contribute to it, they have an input to it, and they own the plan as well.
Mr. Konabe said that during the consultation workshop, they had presented the 2024 to 2033 plan and allowed stakeholders to discuss and give their feedbacks on the plan. He made mention that the regional consultation for the New Guinea Islands was held on the 7th to the 8th of this month. The workshop for the Highlands region is set for the 14th to the 15th of this month in Goroka, and the southern regions will follow. Konabe said after consultations, the plan will be finalized and submitted to the National Executive Council for approval in preparation to launch the National Agriculture Sector Plan in September of this year.
It's being supported by the Prime Minister. Prime Minister is really fully supportive of this plan. He wants us to develop this plan. This plan is also aligned to the EMTV 4. Were we aware of EMTV4? It was recently launched about, I think, 3 weeks ago. So the plan here will be aligned to EMTV4. The EMTV4 also provide a resource envelope for this plan. So this plan will be aligned to it. And the resource framework that is provided in EMTV4 will be used to implement this plan.
The Minister for Livestock, Segi Agisa, assured that the plan will transform and strengthen the agriculture industry, creating a sustainable and prosperous future for the country. Natasha Ovoy, National EMTV News.
The Morobe Provincial Health Authority has sworn in its second-term board members this week in Leh since its induction in 2019. A total of 9 board members were sworn in, including ex-official provincial administrator Max Bruten. The ICA school continues to promote reading.
The Morobe Provincial Health Authority Board Chairman David Wisink, who was reappointed, said they have a lot of work to do in terms of health in Morobe and welcomed the new members who joined the board. He said they have spent the last 4 years helping Angao General Hospital with the redevelopment, and they will now look at helping health posts in Leh and in the districts of Morobe.
Here is trying to focus on Angao and getting the Angao redevelopment project done. At the same time, too, many of you know, we've got plenty of work to come up with District 2. So there's new facilities in Mutsi, there's new facilities in Malolo, there's new facilities in Minyami, there's new facilities all over the place.
The board chairman said they want to help develop health centers and health posts in the district so people can seek health services in their districts and not flock into Engau for proper health services.
We're getting nothing and we don't achieve anything for our people. Right? The main, one of the things I want to see here is less people at Engau.
The Morobe Provincial Health Authority CEO Dr. Kipas Binga said with the board members coming from different organizations and sectors, they can help in pushing health messages in the province in their different capacities. The board members were also inducted on the new health laws and systems and how they should go about in delivering health services in the province after the swearing-in ceremony. Natasha Voy, National, EMTV News.
Following a memorandum of understanding between Don Bosco Technical School and Total Energies PNG as the operator of Papua LNG project in June of this year, 90 students currently studying technical trades at the school were offered scholarship assistance. Total Energies PNG met the 90 successful scholarship recipients yesterday.
In a small but enlightening meet and greet between representatives from the Total Energies PNG and Don Bosco Technical students and staff at the school located in Gabutu, Port Moresby, the afternoon saw Total Energies PNG presentation of ICT equipment donation to the school followed by a tour around Don Bosco. TEP PNG Managing Director Jean-Marc Norey elaborated on the sponsorship offer to the students, expressing that priority will be given to students belonging to Gulf Province.
As a project, we committed signing an MOU with Don Bosco representative. This MOU, we are committing to support young students. We try to focus on students from the province where our project is, from Gulf Province, but we are open to all the country.
Expressing gratitude for the initiative, Don Bosco Technical School Rector Father Pedro Sachitula expressed how important it was to invest in the field of technical studies, especially given the country's great potential in the field.
The technical component is essential for Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea has got a lot of resources. Papua New Guinea is a rich country. But the need for us to harness these resources require qualified technical people. And so investing in a technical trade is essential. And we are grateful for the investment, both as regards the financial contribution for the 90 students, as well as the infrastructure that is occasionally being given to us.
The program is set to offer spots to a second cohort of 90 students next year. Natasha Voy, National, EMTV News.
Cocoa farmers from a remote community living along the mighty Sepik River are now connected to the leading cocoa industry players in the country and overseas, and they receive a premium price for their quality cocoa products.
With support from the EU Trade PNG program and PNG Investment Promotion Authority, Mupa Cocoa Cooperative Society, comprised of 240 farmers from 2 villages in Yuat LLG of Engaram district in East Sepik province, established a business link with the Queen Emma Chocolate Company and sent the first shipment of quality beans to this leading PNG chocolate making company, achieving a considerable higher market price. According to the director of Mupa Cocoa Cooperative Limited, Sperian Kaipa, the company is paying a higher rate for their dried beans at PGK 630 per bag, which is about PGK 70 to 100 more than the average price offered by buyers. This premium price paid for dried beans and extra income generated at the corporate level allows Mupa and affiliated fermentaries to pay a higher rate for wet beans, extending the benefits to farmers at the grassroots level who produce and supply wet beans to fermentaries. Market linkage establishment is vital for remote farming communities as it opens up access to markets, allowing them to sell products at competitive prices and gain valuable insights into market trends. With this perspective, the EU Trade PNG program works on improving the access of local agricultural enterprises to domestic and overseas markets. It includes, among others, organizing exposure visits to national and international agri-food trade shows, where the civic-based agripreneurs can learn, interact, identify potential buyers, and forge new business opportunities. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
Just weeks away from Papua New Guinea's 48th independence, schools throughout the country are organizing and participating in cultural events leading up to September 16th.
Papua New Guinea is known for its diverse and unique culture and traditions. In an effort to maintain and teach our cultural ways to the next generation, schools have been celebrating annual cultural shows in which different groups proudly represent their respective provinces. Today, Caritas Primary School, Caritas Technical Secondary School and Caritas Business College, all within NCD and all representing the 22 provinces, came together to celebrate culture and unity in PNG. These cultural groups showcased their cultural dances in front of a judging panel and the audience, hoping to win the grand prize for best performance. This year's 26th Caritas Cultural Show theme is Different Cultures Unite Families. Meanwhile, as a continuation of a fundraising drive for two projects which started 3 years ago, the funds raised from this cultural show will go towards two main projects for the schools. And these are a new classroom to cater for 2 year levels and a new school bus. Hundreds of families, friends and relatives stand up today to proudly cheer on their cultural groups. Amanda Ilaitia, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. During the opening of the new NMSA office in Madang, NMSA Chairman and Transport Secretary Roy Mumu urged the people of Madang to adhere to weather warnings announced by relevant authorities to avoid mishaps at sea during bad weather.
Madang is one of the maritime provinces in Papua New Guinea, and its people travel by sea every day. The province reported having the highest statistics for mishap at sea due to lack of safety. This was revealed by Madang Governor Ramsey Pariwa during the opening of the new NMSA office.
Failure belong implementing National Maritime Safety Authority functions inside the province may result in loss of 20 life through. Mikan tokol sa minister. Inside the Madang, 20 life through will lose the Solwara. People blame the Raikos. People blame the Sumkar. People blame the Madang will get out the Trevor Solwara. Plenty time, natural disaster may come up. Incidental Sam. Both mishap capside. Both lose. The natural cause. Na both pagarapo lose. Long sea piracy.
This new office will allow NMSA to perform its roles and responsibilities diligently to ensure safety at sea. In opening the new office, Minister for Transport and Civil Aviation, Walter Schnobelt, said that this new office will help NMSA to perform its responsibilities to reduce the alarming statistics of sea accidents in the province.
As Minister, I'm always keen to support any development projects in the maritime space, especially if these are to support our people living in the coastal areas, and all outer islands blowing inside the country, only calling Papua New Guinea.
While congratulating Governor Pariwa's leadership in ensuring safety of people traveling by sea, Minister Schnobelt said the 5 new small craft board members will work collaboratively to ensure people are safe when traveling by sea. The new NMSA Medang office was opened by Minister Snowbelt, which is a great achievement for NMSA and Medang province. Amanda Ilaitia, National EMTV News.
The National Maritime Safety Authority has opened its Medang office yesterday. The new office will help NMSA perform its mandated responsibilities to enforce the country's maritime and merchant shipping laws by regulating ship safety and marine pollution, as well as to coordinate search and rescue operations at sea.
The statistics of mishap in Medan province continue to rise because people do not adhere to warning provided. Transport Secretary Roy Mumu revealed this during the official opening of the new NMSA office. With the office now opened and equipped with proper equipment, locals must follow advice and warning provided by the relevant authorities.
This office by focal point Bloyupla, location Toksabe, latest update, no safety authority or safety measures. Call in anytime. I know our officer in charge, Captain, any staff, and work one long time. We request us all same. Times all warnings, only Toksabe, long strong plow wind or something. Arim talk click too. Because he got the risks associated with it. So you know no got excuse because of some stuff. Come now and talk straight.
Secretary Mumu thanked Governor Pariwa for addressing an issue that has been affecting the people of Medang over the years. Amanda Ilaitia, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The Papua New Guinea Sports Foundation has donated a total of 400 Trukai Fun Run shirts to Koyari Park Adventist Secondary and Tokarara Secondary School. This significant contribution aims to support and enhance the students' physical fitness, encourage active lifestyles, and promote unity and teamwork.
PNG Sports Foundation or PNG SF Marketing Manager Mary Nauga said the focus of the organization is to build the next generation of sportsmen and women in the country through its Go Rural to Go Global strategy. PNG SF has always been committed to promoting sports, health, awareness and community engagement across Papua New Guinea. By supporting the Trukai Fun Run, an annual fundraising event hosted by the PNG Olympic Committee, they are supporting Team PNG to compete in international events. She said this year's events include the Commonwealth Youth Games in Trinidad and Tobago, in which PNG sent a team of 6 athletes with their officials, and the upcoming Pacific Games in Solomon Islands, in which PNG intends to send its biggest contingent ever. Senior representatives from Koyari Park Adventist Secondary and Tokarara Secondary School expressed gratitude towards the PNG SF for their donation. The donation is in line with the organization's Go Rural to Go Global strategy, where it seeks to empower young people using the power of sport. Go Rural to Go Global is currently being rolled out as a pilot project in Central Province, which will eventually roll out to other wards and districts in the country. Esther Gane, Trukai Sports.
Meanwhile, the 2023 Fun Run is only 8 days away, which will mark its 23rd Trukai Fun Run event, where Trukai, through the PNG Olympic Committee, has been supporting Team PNG athletes attend various international sporting events, such as the Olympic Games, the Commonwealth Games, and the Pacific Games, which is scheduled to take place this year in November in the Solomon Islands. The Trukai Fun Run has 8 more days remaining before citizens across the country turn out in numbers to participate. That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports. This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours. For the southern region, Port Moresby City, sunny or fine and windy. Daru, partly cloudy and windy with possible brief showers. Kerama, partly cloudy. Alota, partly cloudy and windy. Pomondeta, partly cloudy with evening drizzles. Over to the Momase region, Ley City cloudy with some showers. Medeng, mostly fine. Wewak, partly cloudy. Vanimo, partly cloudy with possible brief showers. Looking at the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, partly cloudy and windy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kavieng, mostly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokop and Rabaul, cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kimbe, partly cloudy and windy. Buka, partly cloudy with few showers and thunderstorms. Looking at the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, partly cloudy with brief showers and possible thunderstorms. Goroka and Kondiawa, cloudy periods with possible showers and drizzles. Mende and Wabek, cloudy periods with few showers and drizzles. Looking at the wind speeds, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerama to Yule Islands to Port Moresby to Hood Point to Samarai Islands, seas 2 to 3 meters. Waters of Samarai Island to eastern and western Milne Bay Islands to Cape Vogel, seas 2 to 3 meters. Waters north of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finschhafen, seas 2 to 3 meters. Waters of Finschhafen through VTS Dampier Straits to CSC Long Island, seas 2 to 3.5 meters, rising to 4 meters. Waters of north of Long Island to Medeng to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 1 to 2 meters. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 2 to 3 meters. Waters of New Britain and New Ireland, seas 2.5 to 3.5 meters, rising to 4 meters. Waters of Bougainville, seas 2 to 3 meters. Looking at the ocean forecast, Coral Seas moderate to rough, southeast winds of 20 to 30 knots. Solomon Seas rough, southeast winds of 25 to 33 knots. Bismarck seas rough to very rough with high seas, southeast winds of 25 to 33 knots. South Pacific Ocean, seas moderate to rough, southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 12th of August, 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.